Your mum and dad, they fuck you up. They may not mean to, but they do. They pass on all the faults they had and add some extra, just for you. But they were fucked up in their turn by fools in old-style hats and coats, who half the time were stoppy stern and half at one another's throats. Man passes misery on to man. It deepens like a coastal shelf. Get out as early as you can and don't have any kids yourself. Yeah, well, from early years, maybe when I was 7 or 8 years old, I learned a poem. I have a little shadow. It falls, and I forget what it, I can't remember. It was the little shadow follows me around, and I loved that little poem, and that's where it was. But I can't remember it all now. Well, I went to the doctor. I have macular degeneration, but the macular is the central nerve in your eye. So I've pretty good peripheral vision, but I have no central vision, so it makes it very difficult for me to read. Most of my attention was available for poetry after I retired. I had more time on my hands. I was very busy in business before that. I was interested in the language. Like there are certain phrases in a poem, like in Kipling's The Ladies, which should be probably called I Learned About Women from Her. The phrase she says in, she knifed me one night 'cause I wished she were white, and I learned about women from her. So a phrase in a poem interests me, and then I read that poem over until I do know and I could recite it now. Mocha was our dog, and I used to walk him every night and twice a day. But at night I would recite these poems to myself, and so I would get to know them when I was walking the dog. Yeah. Well, yeah, I read it, 3 or 4 times, depending on the length of the poem. And like sometimes poems roll on quite naturally to the end. But there's one poem by T.S. Eliot, who's considered maybe the greatest poet of the 19th century, and it's called The Love Song of Alfred J. Prufrock. And it skips, look at it, it doesn't, it's got wonderful phrases on it, and one of them is, should I part my hair behind? Do I dare to eat a peach? I will wear white flannel trousers and walk upon the beach. I have heard the mermaids singing each to each, but they do not sing for me. And with these thoughts, myself almost despising, haply I think on thee and bend my state, like unto the lark at break of day arising from sullen earth sings hymns at heaven's gate. And thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings.